What's going on, everybody? Manufactured Opinion here, and welcome back to my Kingdoms of Amalur playthrough/guide. And today, by popular request, I'll be bringing you my abilities. The abilities I have set up for the end game, and the abilities I used through most of the game. Here I have a Universalist build, heavily weighted into Might Finesse with a little bit of Sorcery, and I think a little bit of Sorcery is a must, but I'll get into that a little bit later. And the main reason why I did this is because I wanted to wear this armor. I was getting sick of Shadow Skin armor, and I didn't want to create my own armor because that would make me more overpowered than I already am. I got the Demon Horns, and I got Life Drinker, and I'll talk about the abilities that best complement that in a second. I'll also show you the class I used through most of this game, which was Finesse/Sorcery. I'll load that save up and show you what I had in that, in case you were wondering, in case you want to see. So I'll do both builds here. So anyways, let's get into it. I got the 28 Might and the 28 Finesse I need for the armor, Dirge's armor. If you don't know where that is, I'll post a link in the annotation so you guys can check that out. It's really great armor. Anyways, tried to end that thought there, but didn't really have one. I have most of my points in Might are in passive and weapon attack abilities. Quake, because Quake makes my combos look cool, and you can actually pull off some pretty awesome combos once you have the final abilities here. I only tested it out a little bit with a pure might build just to see what it looks like, and you will be doing massive amounts of damage with this attack. You'll pull off some awesome combos. The downside of great swords, like all of you must know, is the slow speed. Harpoon kind of nullifies that if you can pull off the right combo, and I'll show you here coming up the combo that I use to kind of nullify the slow speed of the sword. It involves stunning and then pulling the enemy towards you with the Harpoon. And I have points and passive abilities for defense, always great for any game you're playing. Most useless ability of the century, Adrenaline Surge. More health and greater damage when you have low health, or should I say, grants you a chance of a surge in health. And then this one is just chance to deal critical hits with low health. The problem I have with that is that, one, there's potions for that. Two, you don't need more damage. You'll be having an easy enough time without this. So don't waste your points in that. I haven't actually tried this out, but I don't get interrupted that much. I barely ever get hit, so for me, for my playstyle, this is a waste of points for me. And I guess before I continue onwards, a lot of this is my own preference. This isn't the end-all be-all best ability tree guide. This is it. You guys will. There's no other build you should be playing. So I'm trying to head off those comments before they pop up. I don't like Warcry either. I don't need to knock down enemies. I attack them just fine. If you're going into Finesse like I do, Shadow Flare does that for you. Shadow Flare or Smoke Bomb does that for you. So I don't want to waste my Might points into something like this when I can put them to finish up Quake and my weapon attacks. Eventually, I may have to put points in this to get. Actually, I won't even be able to get to the final thing, just the way the points work out. If I want to put points into Finesse, I probably won't even get to this final Wrath active ability, but I definitely going to be putting points into this and this final Brutal Weaponry. Anyways, on to Finesse. Just like Might, passive abilities, weapon attacks, definitely a must. Shadow Flare, I actually put points into. I hate sustained abilities. Pretty pointless to me. I put points into this just so I didn't have to put points into archery to get the higher level tiers. They basically corner you into putting, or they try to corner you to put points into archery. But one, I think the archery is boring in this game. The ranged attacks, if you will, are pretty boring in this game. And I want to use a great sword like I showed you guys at the beginning. So it's pointless for me to put points into that. If you like archery, all the more power to you. Stealth attacks, excuse me. If you have high level stealth, you can literally attack a guy that's standing 2 feet away from another guy, and the other guy won't even notice. It makes for some funny moments. Whenever I want to switch it up and sneak around, I have the points in there for that. Gambit, if you ever get, I won't get high enough, but if you ever get high enough to have Gambit, you will literally be pulling off like 2k, 3k crits. This ability does massive amounts of damage if you are a pure finesse player. But as I said in the beginning of the video, I think you should have some points into sorcery. And the way this works out is you need at least 5 points to get to conservative casting. And with the amount of abilities I use, the reduced casting costs are greatly beneficial to me. And I think they would be to pretty much any player. So that's the reason why I put 5 points into this. And then 5 points into that. And then I want to that extra 6th point, and then I'm going to want Chain Lightning eventually. But if you don't want to use Greatsword, go ahead and put points into Chakram Mastery. Chakram is great, especially if you're doing Finesse / Sorcery. Chakrams are great for medium ranged attacks, because the only downside of a Finesse player is you have to get in close. But I'll go over that a little bit later with my other build. So anyways, that's going to be my Universalist build. I'll just go over what I'll be putting points into. Quake or Aftershock, this final brutal weaponry. Shadow Flare, this final precise weaponry. And then hopefully Chain Lightning. So what's that? 5, 10, 13, 18, 21, 7 levels. And I'll be at level 39 by then. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the end game content stuff. I'm going to show you this combo right now. I was alluding to earlier. So all I like to do is start off with Fey Blades, do a little Quake action, or excuse me, maybe do Fey Blades, Shadow Flare, a little Quake action, and then the enemy is going to be stunned. So you pull him in with a harpoon. Hit him up with the longsword, get in your full attack, no interruptions, and the fight is basically over before it even begins, to tell you the truth. And the massive AoE area of effect, the damage you get with this Quake, you could even run up and throw down a smoke bomb. Another great way to fight incoming enemies, if you see them coming from afar, throw some lightning at them, roll over, do a Quake, throw a Shadow Flare, and then huge swinging attacks with your greatsword. It's an awesome combo. I'm having a lot of fun with this new build. Anyways, I'll go into the build I used for most of the game, up until the point I got Dirge's armor. This build is Finesse Sorcery with Fey Blades and Chakrams. And like I was saying earlier, rogues have to get in close with Fey Blades or daggers. So if you come into contact with an enemy that you don't want to get anywhere near, whether it be their attacks piss you off or whatever it may be, always hitting them with Chakrams always works. And then some nice Shadow Flare. And then if you can pull off the animation, that's the only downside of Smoke Bomb, is the animation takes a little while. But if you can throw those Chakrams in there, and then maybe throw off a Chain Lightning to stun them, and a Shadow Flare, and then throw down the Smoke Bomb, and finish them off with Fey Blades, I love that combo. Another great thing about this build here is the blank ability I have with the fate cards, and I should probably go over the fate cards too. I'll do that.
My match starts soon.
If an enemy is attacking you and you time your blink just right, you can go right through them and poison them at the same time, and then just keep attacking them. What I like to do with trolls is if you time it just right and a troll swings at you, you can dodge through the troll, attack it, Shadow Flare, or you could do lightning. Get my buttons a little bit mixed up. I was just playing my other build. Shadow Flare, Chakrams, and the fight is pretty much over before it even begins. with these combos. Anyways, I'll go into my fate cards here, or maybe my abilities first. Finesse, I made a huge mistake with this build. These 5 points should be in Shadow Flare. And then the rest of these, I don't like Lunge, and I don't like Envenomed Edge. I was just using them to get to the higher level tiers to eventually get to Gambit. Sorcery, you got the passive abilities, a must. Chakrams, a must. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to use Scepters or not, so I put points into that. It's a process, I guess. I definitely wanted Tempest, but that obviously won't happen. Would it? No, it wouldn't. But this Chain Lightning is awesome for stunning groups of enemies. And conservative casting is a must, like I said earlier. Anyways, let me go over the fate cards here. Alright, for the previous build I was showing you, we have, I think I was able to get, since I don't have enough, I think I had, what did I have, 11 sorcery. So this is the highest fate card I could have with that. I don't like, this is the one I'm using, even though I can use, nope, even though I can use a Slayer. The plus 15% range attack damage, I don't really, I don't use range, so it's kind of pointless to use that. The other ones are awesome. It's really give and take at this point. At that point, it depends on how you want to play. I like the fact that I get +1 to all skills and plus 5% total damage resistance. So that's the reason why I went with this. The only problem with that is that I'll probably eventually switch over to Might Finesse, because I don't really want to put any more points into Sorcery, which is a shame, because this last +2 to all skills is awesome. Or should I say +3 to all skills is really awesome. But I'll excuse me, I'll probably eventually just go into Blade Master. So that's that. With this build, I have Spell Cloak, and this one, these fate cards are awesome. They're probably my favorite fate cards, which is a shame that I had to switch over just for the armor. But you know, it's a balance between how you want to look, how you want to play, what weapons you want to use, things of that nature. So eventually, it comes down to your personal preference. But this is the line I used for most of the game, and then the line I'm using now, or probably for the end game stuff, will be Might Finesse. Unfortunately, I hate that ranged attack damage, but I'm not going to be putting any more points into Sorcery, so I'm really cornered into doing this. Some cool combos. Or did I already go over that? I already went over combos with this. getting all jumbled up. Anyways, I hope some of you guys found this helpful. You probably knew a lot of this stuff already. If not helpful, insightful, entertaining maybe, to see how I was playing the game. I actually have one thing. A lot of people have been asking me to do Let's Play of this game. I was thinking about just doing the DLC. One, because a lot of people are doing Let's Play of this game just for the initial popularity reviews. They don't really necessarily like the game, which is basically how YouTube works now, unfortunately. But I figured I could do the DLC because people that watch the DLC are obviously interested in the game. So yeah, that's that. I know my viewers, you guys you really like this game for the most part, and I feel like you'd want to watch the DLC more than what you've already been playing through. Let me know if that's the case in the comments. And that's about it, I think. I've been working on trying to find some more armor, and I was going to do a thank you 600 subscriber video, and then about 4 days later I had 750. So it's amazing, guys. I can't thank you enough. If you even get this far in the video, thank you. I'll eventually make a thank you however many subscribers I have at that time video, because you guys definitely deserve it. Other than that, Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Gogurt says hi. And as always, have fun playing Kingdoms of Amalur, and I will talk to you later, everybody. Bye-bye.